What's up, party people? Techline here, and today we're going to do the Rode VideoMicro Compact lookalike competition. Let's get started. We got the Movo VXR10, the Moukey MCM-1, the Neewer CM14, and the Ruittos M3 Universal. And of course, we got the Rode VideoMicro Compact. While all these microphones may look similar, the sound they produce is anything but. And we're starting out with the Movo at exactly 4 feet from the camera. That's about the closest that you'd be filming somebody while still staying right on the border of their personal space. While the Movo is known to be a little more bassy than the original Rode, the Moukey MCM-1 takes a step in the other direction. It sounds tinny, thin, and flat compared to the rest of the bunch. The Neewer CM14 is the surprise performer here. The tone it produces fits in somewhere between the Rode and the Movo, but it also packs a little bit of high-end boosting. In any case, for $16, it's a very solid performer. Unlike all the others, the Ruittos M3 Universal has no branding, but its form factor looks identical to the Movo and Moukey, while the Neewer actually looks a lot more like the Rode. The sound of the Ruittos, however, is on par with the Moukey. And last but not least, we got the Rode VideoMicro Compact, the original model that all of these other microphones are trying to emulate. No clear winner yet, so we're moving on to round 2. We'll record all 5 microphones at the same time while reading from this book in this untreated room, and then switch between them as we play back the clips. Dear reader, as if I didn't suffer enough in obedience school, now I am in prison. I assure you the whole thing is a big mistake. Honestly, how should I know where the Hippens cats are? With Mrs. LaRue vacationing in France and the Snort City Police Department stalled by a string of canary burglaries, I must take matters into my own paws. Mounting an investigation to prove my innocence will be dangerous. It will require great cunning and bravery. I might be putting my own life on the line, but that is a risk I must take in order to preserve my spotless reputation. October 1. Dear Mrs. LaRue, I hate to disrupt your vacation, but you must return immediately. An unfortunate misunderstanding, as well as very sloppy police work, has landed me in jail. The case involves the Hippens cats, who have mysteriously disappeared. As usual, everyone blames the dog without even considering whether the cats might be guilty of something. Needless to say, reports that I was attempting to steal their strangely yummy cat treats are entirely false. Come home now. Sincerely, Ike. P.S. This must seem sadly familiar. October 2. Dear Mrs. LaRue, the police continue to interrogate me about what happened to the Hippens cats. I wish I knew. The last I saw them, they were sunbathing in Gruber Park. I went to retrieve their bag of cat treats, which they had foolishly left by the swings, and when I returned, they were gone. I know Mrs. Hippens is upset, but I'm sure she'll get over it. Between you and me, they weren't very good cats. Sincerely, Ike. P.S. Imagine how I feel cooped up inside this loathsome dungeon. The Snort City Register-Gazette, October 5. LaRue flees custody. Cats still missing. Just days after being captured, local dog Ike LaRue apparently escaped from police headquarters yesterday. He sort of just walked out, admitted Officer Louis Sparky Waldorf. LaRue is considered a suspect in the earlier disappearance of 2 cats belonging to Laona Hippens of 2nd Avenue. Waldorf acknowledges that the investigation into that case has stalled. We've all been distracted by the canary burglaries. Until we can establish who's been stealing all these birds, I'm afraid we won't be able to focus on the Hippens cats. For more information about the canaries, see page A1. As for LaRue, Waldorf speculates that the dog will return as soon as she gets hungry. October 6, South Snort City. Dear Mrs. LaRue, yes, I have escaped. Furthermore, my search for the Hippens cats has taken me into an awful part of town. Here, cats roam the streets freely day and night, howling, knocking over trash cans, and clawing at people's ankles as they walk by. It's a terrible place, Mrs. LaRue, but by handing out a few cat treats, I've been able to turn up some very interesting facts. For instance, did you know that cats regularly capture and eat small animals? I had no idea. I will tell you more as the case begins to unfold. Sincerely, Ike. October 8, Trundlebrook. Dear Mrs. LaRue, I followed a tip up here to the Trundlebrook Cattery. I wanted to find out if valuable cats behave any better than the little brutes I've been seeing downtown. Clearly they do not. In fact, I was told that the only way to keep small animals safe is to keep cats inside. Sincerely, Ike. October 10, from an undisclosed location. Dear Mrs. LaRue, welcome home. I wish I could be there to greet you properly, but as you know, I am on the lam. Until I can solve this case, I must remain in hiding. It is a situation rife with intrigue and danger. As I close in on the culprits, the police remain intent on catching me. Unfortunately, they have no idea who the real criminals are. As long as they continue to regard the cats as innocent victims, they'll be barking up the wrong tree. Perhaps I can think of some way to tip them off. Your sleuth, Ike. The Snort City Register-Gazette, October 12. Cats rescued, LaRue saves day. Responding to an anonymous tip, Snort City police rushed last night to the small pet emporium where they were able to assist hero dog Ike LaRue in his rescue of 2 lost cats. The cats, beloved pets of local resident Leona Hibbins, had been missing for 12 days. Though clearly traumatized by their ordeal, they appeared healthy and very well fed. LaRue apparently found the cats clinging to a fire escape and was able to hold them until police arrived. Even Mrs. Hibbins, who had been critical of LaRue prior to the rescue, was full of praise. I completely misjudged him, she admits. I never knew he cared so much about my cats. October 12, Police Headquarters. Dear Mrs. LaRue, unfortunately you can't believe everything you read in the newspapers, though they portrayed my own heroism nicely. I'm afraid the police completely misjudged the situation. Instead of making an arrest, they made a rescue. Oh well, sometimes humans are never able to see the truth about cats. For me, that's the real mystery. Anyway, the police are a swell bunch. I have no more hard feelings about what happened. See you soon, Ike. The Snort City Register-Gazette, October 20. LaRue named honorary detective, dog praised in police ceremony. In a ceremony at City Hall yesterday, local dog Ike LaRue was presented with a detective's badge and was cheered wildly for his role in rescuing 2 cats earlier this month.
What he did there was first-rate police work,
said Chief Detective Mavis Bickle.
I'm sure he will be a credit to the force.
The ceremony was made possible by an almost complete absence in crime over the last few days.
Even the canary burglary seemed to have ended,
said Bickle.
We've had a lot of free time on our hands.
See story, page A2. When asked what duties Ike LaRue might be expected to perform, Detective Bickle smiled.
If he keeps an eye on those wonderful cats, that will be enough for us.
The verdict? Well, the Movo definitely packs some more bass and volume, but the way it handles the highs, like the S's, it doesn't sound as great as the Neewer. It also takes in more of the room and the tone than the Rode, Moukey, and Ruittos. The Neewer is also boosted in the low end compared to the Rode, but not as much as the Movo. The Neewer boosts the high end a bit, but handles it quite well. It also suffers from taking in a lot of the room compared to the Rode, Moukey, and Ruittos. While the Rode lacks the bassiness of the Movo and the crispness of the Neewer, it seems to do a better job of keeping out the room tone and the background noise. It's kind of a solid middle performer that is more neutral and versatile in various situations. At least that's what I think. The Ruittos and Moukey seem to do a better job at keeping away the room tone and background noise than the Neewer and Movo. They do sound a bit tinny and flat compared to the rest, but they're not unusable by any means. So in conclusion, well, it's really hard to declare a winner. I really thought I would like the Neewer best, followed by the Movo, then the Rode, Moukey, and Ruittos. But what do you think? Which one was your favorite? Leave a comment and let me know. And please also give this video a thumbs up if you found it useful. Thanks for watching.